the Rotary Show. We're going to start with a song. Alan, would you please lead us?
All right. Everybody have a copy of the Home on the Range? This was a song 150 years ago, 1872. And at that time when it was written, that first line had some real meaning. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam. In 1872, there were still great herds of buffalo roaming in the West. And this has become known over the years as the unofficial anthem of the American West. So that's where we are. Let's do it together. Okay. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Final word. I took this right off of the internet, and I never edited it for deer. That's right. That's a D-E-R. Can't believe that was in the internet. Nobody's perfect.
Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And join me in prayer or meditation as you please, as I say, bless this food to our use and us to thy service. Amen. And what is the Rotary motto?
Service above self.
Very good. Gentlemen, ladies, please accept the pizza today. Ladies in the front, guests as well, if you have it. Thank you.
Bill, can you hear us? Bill Payne. Bill Payne. Can you hear us?
I don't think they can hear us very well, Diane.
Okay, well, I guess nobody's near there.
Well, just we can hear each other. Hi, David. I'm Mark. Diane, how are y'all doing?
David, I don't think we can hear you today either.
Are you hearing now?
Bill, I was going to ask you a question. Bill,
are you hearing now? Raise your hand if you're hearing now. Okay, Mark says, next week we'll have the new microphone. It's in the mail.
Can you hear us, Bill? Can you hear us talking?
So I'm going to stop recording while we get our food. So go get a sandwich.
Okay, so
welcome to the show, where we're going to hear shortly from Phil Getkin of New Roots. And I would like to start with an important announcement that is that affects everybody here. It has to do with the district governor's meeting next week. And I'm going to pass around this sign up. We already have 17 people, so we're off to a really good start. The deadline is, however, supposedly this afternoon. I'm going to get it stretched a little bit because the email didn't go out. Sorry. Transmission error. But at any rate, so the reason this affects everyone, first of all, good meeting. It's free if you want to go. Free to the members. Guests are $31. And but because of this, it's next Tuesday. Because of this event, we will not be meeting. We will not be competing with anyone's time. So we're freeing up your time to go to this meeting. I hope you all will. What time is it? It is 5 p.m. Oh, good question. 5:30?
Cocktails 5:30.
Wait, I put it in my calendar. You people.
Generally, it's 5 though.
Generally, it's 5 because
Yeah, I
the
think it's
presidents have to
5.
meet with the district.
Yeah. Get there 5. You can drink for a half hour if you're
What do you say,
too
5 o'clock at the Eastern Shore Yacht and
Country Club.
Country Club.
It's 5 o'clock.
Cool.
That's why you have a calendar on your phone.
I know you're coming, so.
And Jim, you did that,
That's
so
enough.
you did that for my benefit, right?
Your oh yeah, we're right. The reason that the real reason that we are not coming, not going to meet next Tuesday is because Ken can't make it. Sorry. Okay. Now I know the committees have been pretty busy. I'd like first to hear from the social committee, and Joan said she would tell us a little bit about game night coming up.
I will.
You have to go up there so you're on camera.
Okay.
Wow.
Watch me
Right.
trip. Watch me trip. Okay.
Oh yeah, kick the camera over.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Our first social event is going to be game night. It's going to be on Saturday, September 17th.
Use the mic, Joan.
Pardon?
Use the mic.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm not loud enough.
It's for because we don't have the new mic yet.
Testing, testing, testing.
Closer to the lectern, please, or the podium.
But I don't know that this is working well. Anyway,
It's not.
again, it's a game night. It's going to be on Saturday, September 17th, starts at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. here. Well, that makes a difference. Okay, we're gonna have a casual menu, barbecue, mac and cheese, coleslaw, salad, and dessert. It's going to be a cash bar or credit card bar, but they can't make change, so cash is exact cash. Soft drinks, light and wine and beer at the cash bar. Water and tea will be included in the meal. And we will have 2 games. We'll have people can pick either to play or not play, but those who want to play can either play bingo or Pokemo. We will have
Pokeno, P-O-K-E-N-O.
Pokeno. Isn't that what I said?
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
We made you elected Jackie the grammarian-elect.
I'll take my
I'm a
award.
bingo
later.
lady. Jackie's the Pokeno lady. Whatever. Okay. We need people to RSVP by Friday, September 2nd, so we can give the special account for food. And you can bring guests, but guests are $47 each. So
Whoa.
that's the price.
Whoa.
We didn't make that up. And there will be game prizes for each of the games that you choose to play. And I think most of the prizes will be lottery tickets, scratch-offs, which should be fun. That's about it. I don't know if there are any other questions. The flyer will go out later this week. There will be an email and a phone number that you can RSVP. Okay, any questions?
Joe, at the meeting, they had talked about that 9 o'clock. Was it okay that they said they let their people go a little bit early? Remember, we were talking maybe 5:30 to 8:30. Did you ever get that straight?
No one ever told me to change it, and the flyer that I put together said 6. I'll double check with Reggie.
Central
It was
Jersey,
5:30
because
to
remember we were
8:30.
talking with the, and they said they let their, in September, they let their go at 8 o'clock. And you said, well, maybe you can go to 8:30, and they said, yeah. But I
Okay,
didn't know if they were gonna go to 9.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
all right. The other
I
question
think we're
was
at the
if
top of the
you're-
list, Jack.
with the soda or drinks at the bar, they said cash. Now, like if you have a running total and you have $32 and you give them 35, you can put cash down, meaning they're just not going to make change for it. But you can run a credit card for drinks if you have it.
Yeah,
So
and
this
you
is
can run
just,
a tab
you go
and pay
every
at the
time
end.
you go, you don't have to put a credit card in.
You can run a tab.
You can run a tab.
Okay, so everybody's done.
Yeah, you run a tab plus, as I said,
Check it
cash
out.
will be acceptable, but no
Thank
change.
you.
I don't think you're on here, Al, if you're going.
No, I'm afraid that night is, that night.
A, it sounds like fun. B, this is a return to evening socials. So it's very much an experiment.
Thank you.
We had a lot of people asking that we give it a go. And so I'm hoping there'll be really good attendance. Another committee that met, and Bill Payne is going to tell us a little bit more about youth development.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
I don't know when he
We
met.
are not as well organized, but I will say we had I'm the chair of the youth committee, and we had our first meeting this morning, and the members
So he can report it.
that participated, Dave Wilcox, Randy, did Randy leave?
Right here.
Oh.
I'm very small.
Randy and Rusty, who's over in Virginia Beach, and Bill Murphy, who's in San Diego. I kept wanting to say.
Why y'all wait so late to meet?
Okay, and we have a couple other members who didn't show, so we won't mention their name. But the Cape Charles Rotary Club, for those of you who are relatively new to the club, has a history of youth support and youth activity in the community. For example, we did the Boys and Girls Club Career Day a few years ago. You know about our activity at Peak Elementary. We've got a
Who's phone?
It's being recorded.
Thank you. You just saved me $5. Thank you very much.
Cut me down. Okay, so where was I? I'll tell you. We get the Boys and Girls Club. Tip to Peak. Bill Murphy is the spearhead of our.
That's not a good microphone.
Tip to Peak Elementary School.
Can't see me now.
Yeah.
We supported RILA. Who knows what RILA is? Other than Bill Stram.
Rotary Youth
Other than you old timers. Rotary Youth Leadership Awards Conference. It's crazy, but it's an event up in Barnesville that's conducted every President's weekend, and we always sponsor 4 or 5 youngsters to that. We've initiated, thanks to Bill, interactive clubs at Broadwater and Northampton High. So we have a good background, good foundation. And the discussion this morning was around how do we expand that. And the strategy was probably about 3 things. And you help me out, guys, if I miss anything important. But primarily, we would look to do some mentoring, and that mentoring program has to be structured, and Randy's going to do that. One of the specifics that came out of that is we might take kids to court, because we've got Rusty, who's got 40 years court experience, and we've got the sheriff who runs, manages the place. So that, for example, in the mentoring space. The second thing of significance is partnering with other organizations engaged with youth in the area. Through our sweat and maybe some of our equity, Mr. President. For example, the Northampton County Education Foundation does a lot, and both Dave and I are on that board. We might be able to, put 2 and 2 together and get 5 out of that. Bill is involved in some activity associated with after-school programming, and there may be an opportunity for us there. And then the third one was to initiate a Rotaract program at the junior college. And we'll probably do some other things, but those are the 3 primary initiatives. Now, guys, did I miss anything? Okay, I didn't miss anything.
Okay, that's great. And I know another committee that's been active is the membership committee, and I look forward to Dr. Betty giving a report a little bit later. Not today. Now, I think it's time for happy hours. Who here is happy? Oh, good, Bill.
I am really happy to the tune of $5. I'm not like Burtis. Wayne Bell actually tried to attend a Rotary meeting last week, and he went to the coffee house.
Oh,
Our one opportunity. Many of you don't know Wayne Bell, but he's a longtime Rotarian and a super guy. So I just wanted to tell you that Wayne still loves us.
Thank you. Who else?
That's funny because I
Good.
in my
Oh, we
email
had
the meeting
one
at
of
the
our
trust.
granddaughters.
Yeah, you can read it.
Her husband
Obviously.
and, 4 great grandchildren visiting us over the weekend. And I'm really happy that I could have had them, but also happy that they went home on Sunday.
Yeah.
And how many dollars are you putting in, or is this our $250 default?
You didn't catch it.
How much money would you like to put in?
He's speechless.
How happy are you?
How happy are you?
$5 for that.
What do you say?
5.
Stan.
I would also put in $5 as a penalty for myself because I'm being in charge of the
School supplies.
Say what?
School supplies. I'm filling in the blank for you.
No.
Wrong blank.
School supplies. Oh, yeah.
Let Jackie tell you what you
forgot. We haven't had a meeting, but because we just haven't had a meeting. It's my fault, and I'm charging myself $5 for that. That a meeting will be forthcoming, even if it's just on Zoom. Next week, Thursday is the final day for giving school supplies.
All right.
Yes.
Whoever brought this, thank you very much.
Yeah, that was Randy.
Great.
I have a list of everybody who participated, and I want to thank you for doing just that. The 29th is when we will, I guess, go for the photo op up at Exmoor, at the Edward Jones. Willie Randall's office at the Edward Jones building. Anyway, that's my age. My age. So
putting a private jokes over there.
What did I say? $4? Yeah,
Another 4.
Very good. Anyone else? Ken.
$5 that me and my wife are going back to Jersey to see our daughter, but we're going back with 3 dogs, and she has 2 dogs. With one is a Great Dane, so good luck. So I'll probably be giving more money when I come back.
Very good. Anyone else? Randy, then you're going to be the last one.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll give 10. I'm able to spend a long weekend with my daughter and her husband, but my oldest granddaughter and her husband, as a matter of fact. And she just she graduated dental school. It was her first paycheck. So excited until she got down to all the withholding. Security was one of them. It was, so I'm happy for $10.
Congratulations. She'll make money later.
Yeah.
All right, well now, this brings us to our program, and we are fortunate today to hear from Phil Getty, who is going to tell us what's coming up and what's been happening and what the history is at New Roots Garden. Phil, round of applause, please. Is the treasurer?
Who's the treasurer? I am. You are? Okay. I'll be talking to you in a little while.
What? He's going to shake me down.
Don't worry about it. I feel 50. Anyhow, I'm Phil Getkin, and I'm the current president of the New Roots Youth Garden right down the street. I assume that most of you are aware of New Roots. But anyhow, Jim Rich asked me to come and talk a little bit about the history of the garden and where we're going from where we currently are. I really feel like I'm sort of preaching to the choir here because, I mean, so many people here are either currently on the board, Bill Stram, of New Roots, have been on the board, Bill Strong, or have volunteered in the garden, Bill Payne, now Libby, you're one of your new prospective members, I guess. But anyhow,
Bill Murphy.
There's not many people. Bill Murphy, hi Bill. Can't wait till you come back. We've got all kinds of projects for you. But anyhow, I just want to tell you about this is my business casual. I'm a big supporter of pollinators. It's the monarch butterfly, of course. So we have a great pollinator garden over at New Roots, and so keep planting flowers in your gardens. Also, before I moved to Cape Charles, my wife and I moved to Cape Charles. I worked for the National Park Service for a while, and I was at Wolf Trap National Park in Vienna, Virginia, Northern Virginia. And so I always had these clippers on my side. And so I'm a landscaper. I've always been a landscaper. And if I didn't have this on, I felt like I was naked, or somebody would say, where are your clippers? Because you never know when you're going to need the clippers. Anyhow, that's my outfit here. But a little bit about me. We moved, my wife Diane and I moved to Cape Charles from Northern Virginia in 2015. Diane was a church administrator, and I worked for the National Park Service. Before that, I owned my own landscaping company for about 35 years. As soon as Diane and I moved to the Eastern Shore, we wanted to continue gardening. So we joined the Master Gardeners and started volunteering at New Roots. This is in 2015, and volunteered at a lot of other public gardens up and down the Eastern Shore. I guess you could say we're kind of boring when it comes to our lifestyle and gardening, because when we're not volunteering in another garden, we're usually in our own garden at home. Or if we're on vacation and we're going somewhere, a lot of time it involves going visiting a garden. So we just, we can't help keeping our hands out of the dirt. So I wanted to, is everybody familiar with New Roots? I mean, if you've lived here for a while, I assume that you know where it is and sort of what we do. I don't want to bore you, but I would like to just read to you the vision and the mission of the garden. It's good, I think, to review what your organization stands for and why you're there in the first place, and make sure that you're continuing to work towards your vision, your goals, your mission. But the vision of New Roots is to cultivate healthy children, families, and community through outdoor experiential learning and the profound act of connecting people with food from seed to table. The mission is New Roots Youth Garden is committed to providing opportunities for local youth to develop personal growth, environmental stewardship, healthy lifestyles, social skills and awareness, community spirit, business proficiency, and the joy and satisfaction of meaningful work. We realize these goals by growing, eating, and sharing our harvest in creative, fun, and healthy ways. So when Jim asked me to come and speak about New Roots, I decided that I started in 2015. The garden really has its roots back to 2010. And I researched the history, and I really focused a lot of the history on how the Rotary Club was involved with New Roots, which the Rotary Club was involved from the very beginning. And New Roots probably wouldn't be here without the Rotary Club. But anyhow, I assume that most of you know Lori or Jeff Klingel, but Lori was the mother of New Roots Youth Garden. So she was, I believe she was going to Virginia Tech at the time, go Hokies. And Hokies. But as part of her master's thesis, Lori wrote a paper about creating New Roots Youth Garden and providing gardening experiences for children. So she pretty much developed the cookbook for New Roots. This was back in 2010. So in the spring, and it was like fall of she graduated in the fall of 2010. That's when her paper was. So in the spring of 2011, now 11 years ago, a group of volunteers met for the first time. And I'm guessing that a couple of you people here, Paul, Bill Payne, Bill Strand, Bill Murphy, were there for that and began doing work, partnering with the town. Volunteers worked that spring and summer on preparing the land, building the shed. And I think the Rotary Club might have had something to do with the paying for that. And if you guys, if I'm saying anything wrong, you go ahead and correct me on this, because I wasn't here, but anyhow, and began to prepare the gardens. So in the summer of 2011, fundraising was begun, which probably meant talking to the Rotary Club. In the fall of 2011, they created the first 3 raised beds in the garden over there and held their first open garden program where kids came in. This was in the fall of 2011. The following spring, kids came into the garden for the garden club in the spring for the first time. Then that summer, first summer club. And in 2013, they introduced the farm stand, which we still are running today. So that's sort of just a real quick summary of how we began in the garden, how the garden began. So I did do a lot of research. I went through newspaper articles and some of the history, looking for things where the Rotary Club was involved and what they did. And I found quite a bit of stuff. So the garden started in 2011. So there was a brochure created at that time in 2011. And here it says it's a community partnership between New Root Youth Garden Committee, Town of Cape Charles, and the Cape Charles Rotary Club. So there you go. So that was the first thing that I found. The next thing, a lot of articles from the Eastern Shore News. And here's one, Committee Plans Garden Party. This was July 27th of 2011. And it talks here in the article, during the past year, Klingel's project, that was Lori's project, has grown into a community initiative of Cape Charles with support from the Cape Charles Rotary Club. The New Roots Garden Committee is chaired by Lori Klingel. Other members include John Burtis, Rotary Club, William Stram, and Bill Payne. So Rotary Club got into this thing right at the beginning. The next article I found, this was from August 3rd of 2011, and it talks about Cape Charles dedicates New Root Youth Garden. And in this article, it talks about the garden shed that was built with funds donated by the Cape Charles Rotary Club. Thank you very much. The next article I found was
I didn't know we had that much ink.
April 21st of 2012. New Roots Youth Garden to open in Cape Charles on Sunday. And in this article, let's see what. The project is a community initiative of New Roots Youth Garden Incorporated with support from the Cape Charles Rotary Club. And it talks about this in the spring of 2012, the actual board of directors was created. On the first board was Paul Strong, Bill Payne, Bill Stram, and John Burtis, attorney. I keep repeating the same names here, but apparently you guys were involved in this. Here's an article or an email I found from Julie McKnight, I don't know her, to Roberta Newman and Lori Klingel saying, the bill paid by Rotary for the fencing materials was $2,306.70. So the first fence that was put in the garden, thank you very much to the Rotary Club. Then there's an article I found on, this is July 4th of 2012. Rotarians seek new members to enhance mission. And there's a nice picture of John Burtis and a young Bill Payne.
Always look young.
In this article, it talks about the New Roots Youth Garden project in Cape Charles. And I'm really focusing on the history of the garden with the Rotary because you guys were so instrumental in creating the garden and keeping it going. But the New Roots Youth Garden project in Cape Charles is the club's primary funding focus as part of its efforts to combat childhood obesity. The club, and this was in 2012, the club has contributed nearly $8,000 in the past 2 years to the New Roots Youth Garden project, whose funds coming from the local club and district grants. John Burris said the New Roots program is one of the most broad-based and most cooperative he has seen. Burtis noted the active participation of Rotarians on the project, including Payne, William Strand, and Paul Strong, in addition to the club's financial support. We're trying to get more actively involved in action projects, Burtis said, saying they wanted to help not only with the funding, but on the scene. And the New Roots project is an example of this. So eventually, this was still before my time, but in 2014, New Roots decided to try to establish grants with the United Way. So there's a big package that was put together every year for the United Way funding, and we have United Way funding for a number of years. We're not doing it currently because we really don't need the funding, so the money can go elsewhere. So, but anyhow, in this package, and it's a pretty interesting package, it's a detailed package, but part of the package here was Cape Charles Rotary Club. Our Rotarians not only have supported the garden financially, but they have graciously given of their time and brute strength.
Talking about balls. That was Bill Murphy.
Cape Charles Rotarian support is priceless. And it says here, a fence that makes the garden safe and a landmark entrance to the town of Cape Charles. So you put the fence in, the first fence, and it is a landmark. Ongoing hands-on involvement in the site management, thank you, Bill, and organizational growth and well-being of the organization. Hands-on work with the children, learning gardening alongside the kids. Positive male role model for the children. And picnic tables that provide structure for our learning tree station. So big part of the United Way funding. So the Rotary was instrumental from the beginning and is still going strong today. You guys are still participating and we appreciate it. In 2018, I'll go back, just move a couple years forward here from the initial United Way presentation. But in 2018, you guys, along with the rest of the district, provided $12,000 to the garden. It paid for a new fence, it paid for a concrete slab and repairs to the shed, which have made a huge difference in the garden. So Rotary Club members have been involved since the inception and remain involved today. So the garden today, initially, you might got a few minutes left here, Jim, so I'll try to speed it up. Oh. I started late. So we're now in our 12th season and things are going really well right now. during COVID, like probably with your organization and lots of other things in the world, kind of shut down for a couple of years. So we had a problem with the kids were not allowed in the garden for 2.5 years. And when we tried to get them back, it was a little difficult because some of them had aged out, some of them have moved on or lost interest. And we've also had some demographic changes you might have noticed in town over the last several years. There's plenty of kids in town, but a lot of them are, you know, kids that are vacationing here. They're here with their parents or grandparents. Anyhow, so we had to devise a strategy this past spring to try to get kids back in the garden. And what we did was we established a partnership with Kip-to-Peak Elementary, Christian school here in Cape Charles, and the homeschoolers. And we brought classes in each week in the spring from both Kip-to-Peak and the Christian school, so we could continue to work on our mission and accomplish our goals. So we did get kids in the garden. This current summer, we opened it up again. We did a lot of advertising, and we've gotten a lot of kids and a lot of volunteers back in the garden. A lot of them are, though, they're on vacation, so it's not the same kids every week. It's a little bit of a challenge. We have 2 more weeks left in the summer session, and then in the fall, we'll go back to bringing schools back in. So this Thursday is going to be a special one. We're going to be preparing pesto. The kids will be preparing pesto. Wow. We have great basil in the garden, so this is a big one for them every year. We make pesto, and we'll make some pasta. And so the kids like that. So in the future, just kind of trying to wrap this thing up, we do have some plans going forward. The garden's going great now, but we want to build a greenhouse over there. There's a puppet theater over there that was donated by the town years ago. We're going to try to convert that into a drying shed for herbs, garlic, onions, drying that. And also we're going to need to renovate the storage shed a little bit. So Bill, when you get back, we'll have plenty for you to do. New Roots Youth Garden is a wonderful concept, in my opinion, and has been established and maintained through true community effort. Rotary Club's contributions to New Roots have been invaluable, but so have the efforts of the town of Cape Charles, Master Gardeners, United Way, and lots of other volunteers. Whenever a need has arisen for New Roots, the community has always supported us. As you know, new members are the lifeblood of all volunteer organizations. I know that you don't ever have a problem with membership, but you know, you need new members, and New Roots is always looking for new members and volunteers to maintain our operation and to provide new insights and fresh ideas. Anybody that's got any fresh ideas out there, I invite anyone that is interested to help volunteer at the garden. The current New Roots board is excited, energized, and motivated to build on our past and keep the garden moving forward, building on what you guys helped establish now 12 years ago. I encourage all of you to stop by the garden anytime and visit us and see what's going on. The initial 3 raised beds that were built 12 years ago, we now have 14 raised beds. We've got a 3 Sisters garden. We've got a potato patch. We've got a pumpkin patch. We have an asparagus patch. We have a new weather station. We have 7 raised beds for handicapped kids and adults. So we've got a lot of stuff going on over there. And so I do encourage all of you to come over. Now, for the treasurer, so back in 2018, you guys wrote us a check for $12,000.
Yeah, I remember that.
This is the check right here. So what I want to tell you is I hope you still have money in your account, because we never cashed this check. We never cashed this check. And so we're going to probably be depositing it this week. Anyhow,
I gotta pay my dues.
That's all.
It makes us feel so good.
Hey,
And,
we couldn't have done without you.
well, not without Bill Murphy and Paul, but no, seriously, thank you very much.
Yep.
And we have made a donation to the Literacy Council this year.
Okay.
And we've asked them to put the names of our speakers in, and your name and New Roots will adorn the book, one of the books that are going out to the graduates of the Dolly Parton book program. And so there'll be a 5-year-old who will know about New Roots, and I hope attend someday.
Excellent.
And thank you very much.
Yep, my pleasure.
Thank you. Okay. Well, could we have everyone please stand for the Rotary motto, or Rotary pledge? Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And this show is concluded. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, once again. Oh, no, we're not concluding because Stan is going to tell us.
Will we have fun?
Yes. Thank you all.
Turn it off.
No.
You good?
Yeah.
Awesome.